complex number. So let me define in the formal way of definition of complex number. I will define complex number. Number of the form. I'll just define complex number. Complex number set and complex number is different. The number of the form x plus iy. The number of the form x plus iy, where x is x and y are real parts, real numbers. X and y are real numbers. Where x and y are real numbers is called complex number. And the set of all complex numbers is denoted by C. You just write capital C notations. That is the complex number set. Now I am saying set, not number. Complex number set is defined like this. I would write the number of this form where x and y are real numbers, and what is I? I is square root of -1. That's it. So this is one representation of this. Another representation of this is Cartesian order form. You can call it as order pair form, where x and y are real numbers. This is also a representation of complex number. And there is another representation of complex number that is called polar form of complex number. So I will explain how this polar form of complex number is come to picture. So before that, I have to explain the Argand diagrams, sum, addition, and subtracts of this. Okay, in Argand, the scientists Argand have represented this complex number geometrically in the two-dimensional space. That is, one is x-axis, other is y-axis. So here x-axis is represented by, it's called as real axis. Real part is represented on this axis, real number or real part. Real axis I can say. And this y is called as imaginary axis. This y is called imaginary axis. And suppose x comma y, that is x plus iy. So this number is x. Okay, I'll draw perpendicular for this. So this length is x in fact, and this height is y. If your position is x comma y, that is x plus iy. And we have to find distance from origin. Distance from origin, what you call distance from origin? Okay, this is the origin 0 plus 0. Yeah? It has position x comma 0. And this point has position 0 comma y. And this point is your, in fact, your required given point p equal to x comma y. So we can find the distance. We can find distance between this x and y and 0, 0 points. How to find, you know, distance formula? It is x minus 0 square plus y minus 0 square, that is x square plus y square. So this distance is always known as r. That is called as modulus of complex number. This distance is known, this r is called modulus of complex number. Now if in fact these complex numbers are called as vector quantities because they have magnitude r and direction theta. So what is theta? The angle made, you just draw the line from this point to origin and let this angle is your theta. Okay, I'll write x here. Let this angle is your theta. So tell me what is value of cos of theta here then? If this you have to this in fact this is your point. This is your point. R. What is value of sin theta?
Y by r.
Y by r. Theta's front side divided by hypotenuse. Now you can see you have drawn this perpendicular to find value of x. So this is right angle triangle in which r is hypotenuse. So divide by this. So what is value of y then? It is r sin theta. And similarly, what is cos of theta?
X by r.
Adjacent side divided by hypotenuse. So this implies what is value of x? It is r cos theta. Just put And keep in mind your theta, if your theta is here, from here to here, so your number may be here, but if it is here, we have to measure it anti-clockwise direction. Suppose you have point here, and the here theta will be negative, but anyway your theta should be always like this. Okay, I can call this as 0 and this as pi, and there minus pi and 0, this value should be always between these two numbers, 0 to pi. This value is called principal value of theta. I should write minus pi to plus pi, in fact minus pi to plus pi, not 0, because when I measure like this, it goes to 0 to minus pi, because when you measure, in fact pi equal to minus pi. When you measure from anti-clockwise directions up to here like this, you will get pi radian angle, and when you measure like this, you will get clockwise direction, it will be minus pi. So somewhere you write equal, somewhere you don't write equal. Yeah, because minus pi and pi are same. So that value of theta is always known as principal value of theta. And there may be general value of theta, because you know when you rotate circular rotation, that is 2 pi rotations, then position will be same. I'll just explain next. Okay, I have to write x here. X is r cos theta and y is r sin theta. So your z is, this is the representation of complex number, and this instead of x, if you know angle between x axis, it will be r cos theta plus I r sin theta, that is r is taken common, cos theta plus I sin theta. So this representation is called as polar form representation, standard form representation of complex numbers. This is called polar form of representation. Now where this theta should be satisfy this condition. Okay, right, somewhere equal, because pi and minus pi are equal, huh? That's why when you measure clockwise directions, at the end of this x-axis negative side, there will be pi or minus pi. When you measure it clockwise, it is minus pi. When you measure it anti-clockwise. Now I said just principal value of this theta. This theta is called principal value. Why principal value? Suppose you have complex number this position, huh? You have complex number of these positions, and this is the theta angle. If I rotate this by 2 degree, the same number rotate by 2 degree means what is angle now? Theta plus 2 pi. The theta plus 2 pi, the position of complex number is same. That means in this case, theta and these two values are same. This theta and these two values are same. So when I write cos of theta, the cos of this will be the same thing. When I write sin theta, it will be the same thing. So I can rotate n times, n times. So first rotation it is 1 time, second rotation it is 2 times, and n rotations. So theta is the principal value, and when you add the general 2 pi n, so this value is called as general value of theta, because cos of this will be the cos theta and sin of this will be the sin theta, because both sin and cos are periodic functions having period 2 pi. First rotation, second rotation it gives 4 pi, third rotation and n rotation it gives 2 pi n. So that is called general representation of complex number. Later I will define that general representation also. At present, just you keep in mind the polar form of the complex number. Okay, we have defined these Argand diagrams. We have to just do the things on algebra of complex numbers. What do you mean by algebra of complex numbers? These are all preliminary things that you should know. Algebra of complex number means you have to do all the arithmetic operations. What are the arithmetic operations? We have to add two complex number, how one can add two complex number, how one can subtract two complex number, how to multiply, and later on how to divide. 4 arithmetic operations in all. That means it is just algebra of that set. Your set is complex number. So before defining addition, I have to define equality. When two complex number are equal. Equality of complex numbers. So can you tell me these two complex number are equal? हे दोन complex numbers सारखे आहेत का? Is it they are same or different?
Same.
So one has position 1, comma 2 and other has position 2, comma 1. I will show you in diagram. So where is 1, comma 2? Suppose 1 is here and 2 is here. And here 1 is there and 2 is there. So 1, comma 2, this is the first complex number. And 2, comma 1, this is second complex number. Now tell me whether these 2 points are same or different. When it will be same, if they point
Different.
coincides, they are different. Your real and imaginary part should match. So 2, 1 and 1, 2 points are different. So these 2 points are unequal. They are not equal. So I have to define equality. So let if Z1 is X1 plus IY1 and Z2 complex number is X2 plus IY2, then Z1 is said to be equal to Z2 if and only if X1, X2 has to be equal and Y1, Y2 has to be equal. Then they are said to be equal. So this is the definition of equality of two complex numbers. Got it? Here 1 is not equal to 2 and 2 is not equal to 1. Though you look 1 plus 2 I 2, 1, 2 and 2, 1 looks like same, but their point position is different. Keep in mind this. So that gives the equality of complex number. Then I have to define the sum. Okay, I will write 2 plus 3i and 4 plus 10i. What is the addition of these two numbers? This is one number and this is another number. How to add?
6 plus 13i.
6 plus 39. That means
6
you are,
plus 39.
yeah, very good. You are adding the component wise. So I should define like this. If Z1 is X1 plus IY1 and Z2 is X2 plus IY2, then addition of these two complex number is like this: Z1 plus Z2. You have to add real part with real part. X1 plus X2. This is the real part, and Y1 plus Y2 times I. So this is sum of two complex numbers. Likewise, difference also I can define. Difference you should write capital letter. Okay. So when Z1 and Z1 is X1 plus IY1 and Z2 is X2 plus IY2, then the difference of these two complex number, you write either Z1 minus Z2. It will be different from Z2 minus Z1. Huh? And what is the difference? The real part X first has real part X1, subtract the second's real part, plus first has real part Y1, I is common, Y1 minus Y2. So this is the subtraction of two complex numbers. You can like this component for real part more than real part subtract, and imaginary part subtract, like that. Next I have to define product. I am defining product. Okay, Z1, Z2 are the same thing. Z1 multiplied by Z2 is denoted by this. Z1 is X1 plus IY1 and Z2 is X2 plus IY2. One can write directly, or just like real numbers you can multiply. X1 multiplied to X2 plus IY2 plus IY1 multiplied to, don't multiply like this X1, X2, I1, Y2. It is not like that. IY1 is multiplied to X2 plus IY2. So what is the multiplication here? X1, X2 plus I, X1, Y2 plus I, Y1, X2 and plus I square, Y1, Y2. But value of I is root minus 1. So what is the value of I square? It will be minus 1. So you will come to know who is the real part of this. So X1, X2 minus Y1, Y2 is the real part because I square is minus 1. Plus I is taken common, X1, Y2 plus Y1, X2. This is the product of two complex number. And how will you divide? Before that, I will find inverse of the complex number. How will find inverse of complex number if Z1 is not equal to 0? Inverse of, suppose Z equal to 1 upon x plus iy, where x plus iy is not equal to 0. Not equal to 0 म्हणजे काय? समजा हा 0 plus 0 i नंबर असेल तर x ची किंमत 0 नाही किंवा y ची किंमत 0 नाही. This is not complete 0. Otherwise 1 upon 0 you know what will happen. 1 upon 0 should be written as infinite. So inverse of this. So how will you find inverse of this? The inverse of this is denoted by, the inverse of z is denoted by like this. Okay. So z inverse is 1 by z, that is 1 upon x plus iy. And you know the rationalization of denominator by multiplying conjugate. Okay, we have to recall the definition. What is the complex conjugate of this x plus iy?
X minus IY.
X minus iy.
Okay. And what is the product x plus iy and x minus iy? We can see. So numerator I will write x minus iy and denominator it should be xy. इथं सबस्टिट्यूट केलं आपण x1 x2 x हे सारखेच आहेत, फक्त इथं साइनचा फरक आहे. तर खाली x स्क्वेअर प्लस वाय स्क्वेअर येईल. बाकी हे क्रॉस मध्ये 0 होणार आहेत. z into z bar थोडक्यात. What is z into z bar? It is mod of z square. That is your r square. So modulus of z ची डेफिनेशन याप्रमाणे आपण करू शकतो. Mod z is z into z bar. Z bar is the complex conjugate of z. So you have to write a real and imaginary part format. So x upon x square plus y square minus I times y upon, okay, I'll write plus here minus y upon x square plus y square. And when you multiply these two, z and z inverse, that is z into 1 upon z, it should be always 1. So that is called the reciprocal of that complex number 1 upon z. Now with the help of this reciprocal, we can define the quotient, that is division of two complex number. Next part, the division. I have to take where z2 should not equal to 0. So z1 is x1 plus iy1, z2 is x2 plus iy2. And we have to rationalize the denominator by multiplying its conjugate to both numerator and denominator. And then try to find the product of numerator. Denominator is the modulus of denominator complex number, x2 square plus y2 square. So what is the product of numerator? Just calculate it. It is x1 x2 plus y1 y2 divided by x2 square plus y2 square. Now we will decide what sign we have to write. Okay, I'll write plus sign there and I common. It is y1 x2 minus x1 y2 divided by x2 square plus y2 square after taking product of this. Okay, so this is the division of two complex numbers, but denominator complex number has to be not equal to 0. And one more part that I will not I didn't define, the conjugate of z is denoted by z bar and given by z bar equal to x minus iy if z is x plus iy. So these all are the basic things that I'm not going to share any notes of this. We did in your intermediate, that is 11-12 part. So laws satisfied by complex number. Sujata Pandit, I didn't ask to mark attendance. Laws satisfied by complex number. What are the laws? Since complex number you call it as field, and right now we are going to trying to define the field. Field satisfies, what is the field? So you have complex number C, you have to satisfy some addition laws and some multiplication laws, and it satisfies 10 laws regarding this addition and multiplication, and one laws regarding the mix, that is called distribution laws. So one by one I am going to define. So C is your this x plus iy such that x and y are real numbers. So first condition is closure law. Later on, this algebraic structure will be named as group or field or ring, that will study in your higher classes. So what is a closure law? What do you mean by closure law? When you add two complex number, it should be again a complex number. It should have different numbers. Some box is there and you are taking two elements from that box and doing operation on that box. Whatever after operations, whatever result, that result should be from that box. That is the closure law. That means if, okay, I'll write three complex numbers here. Z1 is equal to x1 plus iy1. Z2 is equal to x2 plus iy2. And Z3 is equal to x3 plus iy3 from the set of complex number. And what is the closure law? Whatever you are writing Z1 plus Z2, it is the addition of that complex number has to be in C. And geometrically we can define. How one can define the addition of two complex number? Suppose this is Argand diagram. This is the first complex number Z1. This is second complex number Z1, Z2, and you are treating these as the vectors because it has magnitude and directions. So draw line per parallel to this and parallel to this. So this point is your Z1 plus Z2, representation of addition. And what is the length of this? Just distance from origin. So that is the number. You can assume this as straight line. Huh? Assume it as straight line. So Z1, and it is again on Argand diagram. It lies on there. So the addition of two complex number is again a complex number. That is called the closure law of addition. Second, commutative law. Second, commutative law. What do you mean by commutative law? If Z1, Z2 are added like this, somebody may write Z2 first and Z2 late, Z1 later. This addition is always same. The addition is commutative. Like 3 plus 4 is nothing but 4 plus 3 in the set of natural number, you can see. So here the commutative law of addition holds. So Z1 plus Z2 is nothing but Z2 plus Z1. That is called as law of commutative. So you are requested to mark your attendance. Last 3 minutes are there. Next law, the associative law. Associative means they require three elements. Association of any two, but keep order same. So you either add these two and add it to first one. It is nothing but addition of like this. So association of any two with this, but the order is same. So Z2, Z3 are added first, and then Z1 is added in between that, or Z1, Z2 are added and then Z3 is added. It is one and the same. That is association of any two, but order is fixed. If it is in of order ABC, you have to look like this: Z1, Z2, Z3, Z1, Z2, Z3. Only shifting of bracket. Either you put bracket to last two terms or first two terms, it will be same. That is called the law of associative. Next law, that existence of zero. Next law is existence of zero. So zero complex number will be denoted by zero number. It can be written as 0 plus I0. So how it is 0? Z1 plus 0, it is nothing but x1 plus iy1, that is 0 plus I0. And what is addition of this? X1 plus 0 is x1 and iy1 plus 0 is y1. So it is just like this. So this element is called additive identity, that is existence of zero element in that set. So 0 is also complex number, and that exists. It exists in that set. 0 exists in set of complex number. And the fourth law is likewise, we have to define multiplicative operations also. The fourth law is the existence of negative complex number. Existence of negative complex number. That is called additive inverse. So what do you mean by, if Z1 is there, then there exists minus Z1 in C, such that Z1 plus minus Z1, that is minus Z1 plus Z1 is nothing but 0. You have to add some number in Z1 so that it becomes 0. That is called negative of complex number. So likewise in multiplication also we have to define 5 conditions, and together which we have to define distributive law, that is multiplication distributes addition. So these 11 laws satisfied by some set, that set is called field. The word the notation field which you have used in the unit 3, that is it satisfies all these 11 conditions, and there are certain sets which satisfies this. So this complex number is also satisfying all those 11 conditions. These are 5 conditions regarding addition, same 5 conditions regarding multiplication, like the closure law, associative law, existence of identity, that is it is called as 1, then inverse of complex number, and one more condition, the addition, one more condition is